Hey good people, Batavia here. We are talking container gardening. See you in a few. Okie doke. So housekeeping items. This is the third time I've recorded this or attempted to record this, so hopes the third time is a charm. Next up, thank yous to those who like, comment, subscribe, watch the videos. I appreciate you. You can subscribe below, and if you do, hit the notification bell so you're alerted each time I share more #garden joy. Alright, third item and last for housekeeping. We're outside. So excited about it. So it's mid-April. You'll see this in maybe a week or two. And the weather is warming up, but with outside there comes the elements. I'm in the middle of the city, so you'll hear some background noise occasionally. The birds, which are so lovely, airplanes, which have gone overhead in the previous recordings of this video, and maybe even some sirens and folks walking around. Tried to get out early to kind of beat the city before it woke up, but we'll see. All right, so let's dig in. We are growing much more food this year, and we're going to grow some of it in containers. So in addition to the raised beds that I have in the backyard, which is what we're in, and the raised beds for the newly debuted as of last year front yard garden, we're going to grow more food in containers. So I've tried my hand at growing food in containers previously. I've used a lot of buckets, like 3-gallon buckets and 5-gallon buckets, and I've gotten mixed results. So I'm hoping to take kind of some of those lessons and apply them to this season, and look forward to getting much more food from these containers. Alrighty, so this may be a series, we'll see, but we're just going to start out today with kind of walking through the containers and my plans on kind of what I'm going to grow in them, and some of the notes that I've made over the years to kind of, I hope to avoid some of the other pitfalls that I've had with containers. Alright, so we're going to dig in. First up, this is, generally I've seen this used for flowers, and I've used it myself for flowers. And I have last year grown things like loose leaf lettuce, which really worked out well. It really was helpful to be able to move this around. I even brought it in the kitchen, which I think I have a video that just aired where I brought it in the kitchen because it was raining one night, but I wanted a salad. So I was able to kind of just put it on the table and cut off the salad and then take it back outside. So I'm thinking I'll plant either something like arugula, maybe spinach here, because I'm actually going to use these containers for lettuce. So for these are actually new, and I've seen these used over the years on a channel, Bubble Beat. He uses these to grow lettuce and without dust in it, but he uses it to grow lettuce, where he drills a bunch of holes in them, which I plan on doing, and then he lines them up on his back porch, his patio. So I'm either going to line them up here on the patio, or I've been thinking about putting them in between the raised beds. So the size works out really well, and because I've learned my lesson with putting plants in the ground in between the raised beds, they just get too big and don't give me enough room to walk around. If I put these in between the raised beds, I can move them out as I need to kind of move about the bed. So that's what I'm thinking here, and this will likely be lettuce. I have a bunch of different types of lettuce that I love to grow. So that's that. These are, I have 6 of them, so 5 of them I've had over the years. This 6th one is new. I don't remember why I bought it. I think the 6th one's somewhere back here because it doesn't have holes in it. So there are the sirens. We'll wait, and we will fast forward. Alrighty, so for these containers, I attempted to grow blueberries in these last year. That was a fail of a different sort. But I've cleaned them up and I plan on repurposing them. And a couple of others I've grown flowers in over the years. So the thing to note, and this is why I have my drill bits here, I think one of the mistakes I've made is I've not created large enough drainage holes, or not created enough, or a combination of the two. So these are itty bitty holes. I'll see if I can get in there. So these little bitty holes are what I drilled in them, and I only drilled them this small because that was the largest bit I had. And if I'm not mistaken, it measured at about 1/4 of an inch. But this past winter, I had an indoor plant project. There's a video on the channel about that. And I knew I needed larger holes than kind of the drill bit I had. So I went out and splurged, I think it was like $10 or $12, maybe 14, on a new set of drill bits. And this one says it measures, I think, at 1/2 inch, but it seems so much bigger than that. But anywho, this worked out really well for my indoor pots, and I'm going to use that kind of same drill size for drilling drainage holes in these. But for these, I love the look of them, and I'm probably going to line these up in the front yard, but I haven't decided really what I'm going to grow in them. I did do some measurements. They're somewhere between 7 and 8 gallons, so they're pretty large. I'm thinking maybe an eggplant or two can get into one container. Maybe we'll do something like 1 zucchini plant per container. We'll see. I'll be using potting mix and a mixture of potting mix and compost in all of these, versus, you don't want to use like your garden soil or anything like that. That's too heavy. But yeah, that's the plan. And then, since I've tried to record this a couple of times, I have lost track of what I've covered and what I haven't. So we're going to go over grow bags. I don't think I covered those yet this time around. So these grow bags are 20 gallons, and I plan to grow, wait for it, sweet potatoes in these. First time growing sweet potatoes, uber excited about them. I've used one of these grow bags in the front yard, and I grew flowers in it last year, and they seem to be really durable. Handles still seem to be intact for the one in front. I don't see any real wear and tear, and because of the material, these are going to have kind of the natural drainage, so I don't need to drill any holes in it or anything like that. But these are likely going to go in the front yard as well. Since it's sweet potatoes, the vines are so pretty, so it'll also serve as kind of a decoration for the front yard. Let's move on for potatoes. So these blue containers also measure at 20 gallons, and I saw these on another YouTuber's channel, Hollis and Nancy's Homestead. I followed them over the years, and they've used these to grow regular potatoes. So I plan on doing the same. I have some russet potatoes already inside, and then I'm waiting on an order. I'm hoping that I can get it shipped of red potatoes and then Yukon Gold potatoes. But with everything going on, the seed companies are so overwhelmed. I'm hoping that I'll get my shipment of those potato seeds, and I'll be using either the ones that I receive and the ones I have inside, or if I only have the ones inside, the russet potatoes, that's fine. I'll be growing potatoes in these. First year growing regular potatoes as well. There's a whole fear that I have when it comes to kind of root veggies and growing anything like that under the ground, which I'm trying to overcome. So we'll likely put these in the backyard just because they're blue. And while I am all about function, for the front yard garden in particular, I try to be a little bit conscious of it kind of being out on display, if you will. So I do take special consideration to kind of the look of the things that go up there. And also to note, when potatoes kind of are ready to harvest, they kind of die back and they don't look so great. So that's one more reason why I'll probably grow them in the backyard instead. All right, so I'm sure we covered these. Last up, I have, or second to last, I have 3 of these, which are recycled. Last year I bought starter plants. There was a Roma tomato plant, and then I think a couple of pepper plants, if I remember. And I thought these were really cool, and I love to recycle something and repurpose it. So for these, with these cages, I'm not sure what I plan on growing, but I'm really looking forward to kind of reusing these. These are a bit small. I think too small for tomato plants. I mean, if this is a gallon, maybe. And maybe peppers, but they wouldn't benefit as much from the cages. So I'm hoping to be able to grow something that would really benefit from the structure of this. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. But I will be using these this year. Lastly, and this one is a maybe. So this was bought with the goal of using it for an indoor plant project, like I mentioned, I think this time around. And it was so big that I thought, actually, I accidentally bought this one. I was planning on buying another pot that was similar design. When I got it home, I realized that, oh, this one was too big for the plant that I had intended on putting in here. So I'm thinking about bringing this outside. My only pause is, you know, these larger containers just take so much more potting mix. And I just want to be cautious of that, but these are really good size. So we'll see. Once I get to planting, you know, if I need to use it, I will. Alrighty, so that is what we have. We have a bunch of containers and we hope to grow a bunch of food in them. I'm going to wrap up here, and then next time we see and talk about containers, we'll actually have some food growing in them. If you have suggestions that I haven't covered off on, feel free to drop them below. Always looking to learn something new. If you have any questions for me, let me know. You can also catch me, in addition to YouTube, on Instagram and Facebook under B_Betta Garden. That's BETTA Garden. I post there throughout the week with shorter videos and then some pictures. So if you're interested in what I'm sharing, kind of, you know, over the course of the days, check me out there. And then I shall see you all next time. Thanks for watching. All right, let's hope that it recorded the entire thing.